tolerance for female genital mutilation under the theme, Her Voice, Her Future, investing in survivors-led movement to end female genital mutilation. She says the day once again reminds people of the responsibility they bear to protect the rights, vulnerability, and well-being of the girl child, while acknowledging the processes made in the fight against female genital mutilation in Nigeria. The First Lady says the people must confront the practices that still persist, causing irreversible harm to the girl child. She commended First Ladies of the states, non-governmental organizations, civil society organizations, and healthcare professionals for lending their voices to the fight against female genital mutilation across the entire nation, adding that all hands must be on deck to collectively strive for full eradication of female genital mutilation in Nigeria by 2030. Meanwhile, in 2012, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the resolution for elimination of female genital mutilation. This falls on February 6 every year. The International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation is a day set aside to create awareness about the problems faced by women due to procedures for female genital mutilation. Hawa Gimba takes a look at the significance of the day and the journey so far.
It is estimated that about 190,000 women and girls in 17 European countries are at risk of being mutilated, while 600 women are living with the consequences of female genital mutilation in Europe. In Nigeria, the prevalence of female genital mutilation among women aged 15 to 49 years is 19.5%. The government of Nigeria has recognized female genital mutilation as a discriminatory practice requiring policy intervention.
We have established laws, we have joined organizations that are fighting it, and we are also sensitizing people in schools, churches, and every way to appreciate the girl child and not mutilate their female organs.
Genital mutilation is carried out on women and girls, especially at a very young age, with many describing it as inhumane in nature and robs a woman of her personal choice, human rights, personal hygiene, and physical integrity. The procedure is seen as gender biased in nature and leads to severe physical problems. Stakeholders in the fight to end this act advocate more sensitization. The 2024 theme for genital mutilation, Her Voice, Her Future, Investing in Survivors. Among other themes, stakeholders say it's a collective effort for all Nigerians. Hawagimba, NTA News.
And away from health, more than 180 roads in Maitama, Gariki, and Otako districts of the Federal Capital Territory are set to wear new looks. This follows a flag-off of the resurfacing of the existing roads and remedial works on these selected districts by the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike. Onoze Yakubu reports.
The more than 180 existing streets and routes to be resurfaced within the Federal Capital City cover a total of 57 kilometers. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, in his remarks, reiterated his administration's resolve to fast-track development at the grassroots, in line with the renewed hope mandate of President Bola Tinubu's administration. He says there is no meaningful development without sacrifice, hence the need to solicit the understanding of the residents while embarking on the earmarked project works.
Now we are making sacrifices for those things that were not done before. We are willing now to do it, so there will be inconveniences for you. And the inconveniences will not take a long time. So make sacrifice for us. We are willing to do the work. So these few days where you have had some kind of traffic problem, some people say, oh, where it used to take them 2 minutes, it took them 40 minutes. It's part of the sacrifice. It's part of the inconvenience. It will not be like that forever.
I want to also place on record that the Honourable Minister has, in his wisdom, tried to adopt substantially local content engagement. This is in line with Executive Order number 507, which requires that we should develop our capacities.
Stakeholders from the National Assembly and community leaders pledged their support and appealed for more dividends of democracy in the rural communities.
This Metama district, though a very beautiful settlement, but has a very big challenge in the area of water supply, which need to be rescued and resolved so that the inhabitant can be relieved of digging boreholes.
Having inaugurated this project, we also appreciate the completion of road between Karshi and Apo axis, so that to reduce the traffic which have been bothering us, especially in the morning and evening hours.
On behalf of the Senate Committee of the FCT, please accept our congratulations for the exceptional work, and we are ready to partner with the Minister to raise Abuja to the next level.
For me, as a politician, I would always want the person I will work with for us to have things on ground. When we are leaving, we will tell the world this is what we have done.
Meanwhile, the contractor handling the project gave his commitment to deliver the work on schedule. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Now, the largest television network in Africa, the NTA, is taking center stage in upholding core national values and deepening the sense of security and consciousness of Nigerians. This is coming as the Director General, NTA, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, reads out the collaborative mandate of the media and security at the National Defense College Lecture Series. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has the details.
The Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), the largest TV network in Africa, was established in 1977 to provide an independent and impartial television service for reception within Nigeria and beyond. With educative and entertaining programs, 127 stations spread in different senatorial districts. Blessed with seasoned broadcasters, the Pioneer TV station has for the past 47 years been the pride of many due to its wide-reaching network, diverse content and adaptability to changing and challenging times. This value attracted the National Defense College, Nigeria's apex military training institution, to invite NTA's Director General to deliver a lecture on information dissemination and national unity, with emphasis on NTA's perspective.
What we do mostly in NTA is to manage information. We have it. We are privy to information. But do you want to give out all the information you have without thinking about the unity of the country, without thinking of the precaution, without thinking of whether this will trigger reactions in other parts of the country?
Issues raised include citizen journalism, patronage of private TV stations, national unity in broadcasting, objectivity, and the new media.
Today it is about development journalism that will play, not yellow journalism, not guerrilla journalism. We put things in perspective, weigh issues, and that is the in thing globally.
Among the salient issues raised during the lecture is NTA's respect for responsible broadcast and national security, a core value also shared by members of COS 32. From the National Defense College in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The City Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, is calling on residents to avoid practices that will cause fire outbreak, especially this dry season. Tessio Mary reports that the team took the sensitization campaign to Abuja Area Council.
It is often believed that many disasters are fueled by human activities. Even though disasters are life-threatening, they can be avoided through proper education. which is why this engagement by the FCT Emergency Management Agency FEMA, whose responsibility is to make sure every citizen gets the knowledge of disaster prevention, has taken the campaign to Abuja Area Council on fire outbreaks as a result of the dry weather season.
Because of the dry condition and the breeze and the dust that is experienced within this period, so it's very easy for fire to ignite anywhere.
Apart from fire outbreaks during the dry season, we also have outbreaks of epidemic, be it meningitis, cholera, and many others. And that is why it is good to have cross ventilation in our buildings.
The team was received by the Area Council Vice Chairman and Secretary, as well as the representative of the owner of Abuja. They promised to pass the information to all their subjects and also to set up a local emergency committee to complement the efforts of the agency.
Council Emergency Management Committee will be reactivated. When they are reactivated, the time of their reference will be spelled out to them. And we at the council, whatever is required, within our financial capability, we are going to do it to make sure the committee functions.
The FEMA team, while in Abuja, took the campaign to Market Square and some major streets. Director of Forecasting, Response and Mitigation of the agency, Florence Wenegeme, says disaster is one major cause of poverty, hence the need to prevent it at all costs.
We are trying to see the avoidable disasters are avoided. They should be prevented. And if we cannot prevent it, we have to think of how we'll be able to put good mitigative measures in place in order to reduce the impact when it happens.
The campaign, which is ongoing, is meant to reach all rural dwellers as they are the most vulnerable. In Abuja, Tessie Omeri, NTA News.
Increased preparatory tract infection presents more often during the Harmattan, according to medical experts, with the Harmattan season as a peak. Aisha Obali takes a look at parts of human system that come under threat.
Whistling trees, cool natural breeze, dry leaves, dryness of some parts of the body, thick clothing are common sights to behold during Harmattan. If FCT residents have what to say concerning this weather, perhaps the animals and plants would have if that was possible.
There are 365 days in a year, and within this period we have seasons. We have the hot and the cold, the dry and wet. Though this Harmattan season has some health implications on humans, but for some people it remains one of the best seasons for them.
Omolola Ajuyetesi, a civil servant, shares with NTA some of the safety tips she's adopting this period.
I was thinking that the Harmattan ended with December, but now it's like it's even stronger than it used to be. So, and during the day you see that everywhere is so sunny and there's heat, but at night, like from 7 p.m. in the night, you find out that the whole thing will just change.
Although she is not a medical doctor, she suspects that the Harmattan season comes with some health issues.
So many people around me have been complaining of catarrh, cough, and some even complain of chest pain. So I think it's as a result of that cold.
Omolola is not alone in this experience. Some other FCT residents affirm to the intense cold this time, but at the same time, they enjoy the weather.
Harmattan is one of the best weather we can talk about because Harmattan is something that comes from God naturally, and it's natural fresh air.
For me, I actually like cold, so I don't see any problem with it.
Dr. Chukwunonso Ekpundo, a consultant pediatrician, speaks on ailments associated with Harmattan, more so on infants.
Keeping children away from such places, if possible, avoiding exposing them to very dusty areas, it will be good if it can be helped. Then secondly, ensure that they are well hydrated. And for those that breastfeed more, because they may likely have a chance of dehydrate or being dehydrated.
While those who are asthmatic should understand their body chemistry and adhere to medical advice. In Abuja, Aisha Obali, NTA News.
A report reaching our new desk says a tipper lorry conveying some tons of rock stones has killed a teen shoe shiner about 500 meters away to terminal point of Kefi Abuja Expressway in Kefi. Eyewitness Mustafa Yao said the vehicle noticed brake failure on the descent and decided to use maiden barrier to prevent casualties, but ended up running over the victim who was sitting by the gate of a hospital across the road. Personnel of the Federal Road Safety Corps Kefi Unit Command have conveyed the body of the deceased to Federal Medical Center, Kefi. Global financial crisis decades ago led to economic crash in nations across the world. The Nigerian government since then began taking proactive and strategic measures to revive the nation's economy to improve the standard of living of most Nigerians. Deborah Gazajamaika sampled the views of some Nigerians on how they are coping with the new economic realities.
Before, I would normally take a job. But to take a job to say now, I will need 2,000 naira. So I am taking a walk. I'm going to take a loan.
Well, economic meltdown has inculcated in Nigerians a sense of financial discipline in the recent times.
I am a retiree. I don't have the luxury of taking a Uber or job any longer.
We are surviving. We know that the government is trying their best. I know that.
Developmental analysts offer explanation to the new trends while urging swift government and private sector interventions. Although economic analysts encourage Nigerians to have multiple streams of income, they are also advising everyone to cut down on expenses and embrace frugality.
Cash itself is not being disseminated, it's not being given out the way it was from banks and other financial institutions. That's more like a limit to cash. They might have their reasons for this. You have to find a way right now in Nigeria to survive.
Meanwhile, global trade has been projected to pick up by 2.3% in 2024 after lagging behind in 2023. In Abuja, Deborah Gazajin Micah, NTA News.
Let's join the sports desk for sports brief.
The semi-finals of the 2023 African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire is in less than 24 hours, and Nigeria became the first nation to reach the African semi-finals with a hard-fought victory over Angola before DR Congo came from behind to beat Guinea 3-1. Interestingly, Nigeria, DR Congo, host Cote d'Ivoire, and South Africa emerged as the four semi-finalists in the 34th edition of the continent's premier sporting event. The fundamental question is it possible for Nigeria to secure a spot in the final? I'm on the streets of Abuja to find out the predictions and expectations of football fans concerning the Super Eagles and South Africa semi-finals clash.
If you look at the head-to-head between Nigeria and South Africa for the past 7 meetings, they have only defeated us once. That's I can remember 2-0 only, and we have 1 draw. The other 5, Nigeria has won them. So I don't have that fear. I so much believe that history will repeat itself. We are going to defeat them tomorrow.
Looking at Nigeria against South Africa, the Bafana, it might seem like we're going to be playing against an inferior team, but I would like Nigeria to keep our fingers crossed because, well, it's not like we are not used to disappointments in Nigerian teams. Super Eagles can be very disappointing sometimes.
The Super Eagles, so much believe in them, so we're going to beat South Africa. There's no doubt. I can even give you the correct score if you don't mind. 2-1 in favor of Super Eagles.
The match is going to be a tough match, but Nigeria will be good as we are watching them. 2-0.
The winner of each semi-final fixture will face off in the AFCON final on Sunday, 11 February in the Olympic Stadium of Ebimpe. Of course, the prize money involved this time for the champion is enough motivation to play best for the ultimate prize. In Abuja, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
And still on sports, parents and teachers have been urged to encourage children to participate in sporting activities along with their academic work, that will help the mental and physical development of the child. This was a message at the 8th Annual Inter-House Sports Competition of the Kingdom Laurel School, Trademore Estate, Lube, tagged The Magic in You. Hawagimba reports.
The 8th Inter-House Sports Competition of Kingdom Lorette School, Trademore Estate, Lube, was organized amidst excitement and fun. The fiesta, which provided an avenue for students to showcase their talents in tracks and also display their skills in other activities, which includes ballet dance, karate, sack race, egg race, water race, ball race, run to daddy, was attended by parents, families, teachers and friends of the school.
I took second on the relay on the race we ran. I'm going to jog more, so I'm going to be able to run well.
Always work harder and never give up. We need open space, and I think I'm going to grab more awards.
Parents and teachers were not left out of the fun. They don't just watch but took part in the race.
My message to the athletes, it's competition. Irrespective of the position you get after the race, after the competition, everybody wins.
It's one of the best. The one I've worked on, and even the children, their performance this year was so excellent.
I'm so excited that the Inter-House Sport was all encompassing, from nursery to primary to junior school and to senior school.
It has actually been a very good event, and I like events like this because they bring out the best in our children, not just in academics, it brings it out in the form of sports and in other activities.
In the end, Blue House emerged winner with